Oh, welcome everyone. Namaste to our first Sādhana, Abhiṣeka, sacred bathing ritual dedicated to Devi in the form of Durgā. We had a really lovely opening with Swamini Brahma Prajnananda, and so many of you joined live. Thank you for being there. And some of you might be here now for the first time. Please say in the chat, hello, and where are you from? Where are you calling in from today? Let's see if I see some. Annali is back. Hello, Mora, welcome back. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Emma. Hello, Clara and Angelina, back again. Hello, Mara. Hello, Natalie. Oh, Susanne. Macarena is back. Welcome, Leah. Our connection sisters from Shambhala. Hello, Sophie. Warm welcome, everyone. It feels so good that we have started our festival today on this auspicious new moon, or right after the new moon. And we get to be together for 10 full days. What a gift. And today we'll have our first ritual. And I really look forward to this Abhiṣeka, a sacred bathing ritual. But before we're going to go into our bathing ritual, I would love to invite Sharada Devī, who is here with us, to come and share a little bit about the possibility of going on a mono diet. So during Navarātri is a very auspicious time to do fasting, to do certain tapas, like Swamini talked about it, certain austerities, to abstain from doing certain things that we are usually doing. So basically getting a little bit into or out of our comfort zone so that we can come in touch with the parts in us that maybe we haven't looked at, certain things that we've been running away, certain addictions, certain denial or pain. And so when we restrain ourselves from things that we usually do, we usually come in touch with certain emotions like anger, frustration, and then we have this possibility to embrace that, bring it to the altar and offer it all to Devi. And so going on a mono diet has that profound effect. And so Ayurveda is really the sister of yoga, Ayurveda, the knowledge of long life. And so a beautiful body of knowledge, a profound body of knowledge for us human beings to take care of ourselves. And so Sharada Devī is an expert, has been studying Ayurveda for many years, and is also teaching Ayurveda for women in our upcoming Heron's Journey Women's Circle Facilitator course. So she will tell us a little bit about the options that we have. Welcome, Elisa.
Thank you, Devi. And welcome to all of you who came back after the morning. It's beautiful to see your faces, all these new faces. Such a pleasure and a joy to be here together. So yes, my name is Elisa, for those who don't know me, and I've been part of the Devī Woman project since 2018. Such an amazing, inspiring journey. And my journey with Ayurveda started almost 15 years ago, but it's always a new thing. So every day there is a new thing to discover, and it's going up hills, downs, and peaks of excitement, and then moments of overwhelming realizations and confusions as well, because as Sharada Devī was so beautifully saying, it's such a rich science, body of knowledge. Ayurveda can be dated back 5,000 years ago. So what do we have in common, like nowadays, with those ancestors who lived 5,000 years ago, men and women? So many things changed, right? But we live on the same planet and we walk on the same planet, although things changed. And as they used to have, we have a body, a mind, an Atman, a spirit, we have emotions, we have the superpowers of our senses. So as they used to to do, we live an embodied experience in this life. It's so beautiful to see how this common experience was shared and talked about then, like with so much insights, intuition and knowledge. And there are so many jewels that we can take and use even in these days during this Navarātri festival, supportive jewels. And one of those jewels is the diet. Another one is a routine, a daily routine, because the aim of Ayurveda is to support our body, to support our physical body, mental body, emotional body, to live in the most possible healthy way for the final aim, which is a spiritual journey. So also, as Swamini Ji was beautifully saying this morning, our body is a tool, our mind is a tool, they are instruments. And Ayurveda helps us to understand how to take care of these instruments so that they can serve our spiritual journey in to the full of their potential, so that we can live up to the full of our potential to be the best possible version of ourselves. Because as our ancestors also, we are exposed to the same elements, to the same gunas, the same qualities, and the same laws that rules the universe, the manifestation. And if we think about it, in every culture and in every religion that I know, at least, a diet has always been a supportive element to spiritual journey, especially to moments when we really engage to deep spiritual practices. For example, after a loss, to support mourning and the grief experience. After giving birth, there are in every culture special dishes and a special diet that is suggested to the mothers to really reinforce and to go through this passage, to walk through this threshold. In this moment, we are also going through a passage, a threshold. The season is changing, Navarātri is happening really at the verge, in proximity of the equinox. There is new moon now. So every time we find ourselves in a moment of change and we want to take the best of this opportunity to connect to our innate wisdom and the spiritual powers that we have, we can support ourselves doing that, simplifying our diet with a very simple and light diet. You received a beautiful guide when you sign up for Navarātri, and there you can find some recipes of dishes that we encourage you to eat and to prepare for yourself during these 9 nights and 10 days. Traditionally, Ayurveda recommends khichdi. Khichdi is a very good, simple dish. It's made with dal, so different with proteins, with the base proteins. It could be mung dal, lentils. There are varieties, and rice and spices. Those spices that support your the feeling of groundedness, so that your nervous system is also supported to open up to the depth that you can reach during spiritual practices. So you'll find this recipe in the guidebook that you received. And you find as well a recipe of a tridoshik tea, which is a tea with some spices that support mental clarity and also your body to detox and purify. Because when the body is detoxing, when you are following a mono diet, a very simple diet, then your prana, your life force can really be dedicated to the spiritual practices that you do and less engaged in the processes of digestions. And we create space as well. We create space in our body, and when space happens, things can be digested and processed, not only food, but also unprocessed emotions, feelings, traumas from the past. So it's very healthy and auspicious to follow this suggestion. And I recommend you to do it, if I can recommend you something, to do it in your very unique way. Traditionally, khichdi is suggested in Ayurveda, but if it sounds not good for you because you hate rice, you can stand lentils, or it's difficult for you to digest, don't give up. Choose a food that you can connect to, but choose something that is light, for example, a light soup with grounding veggies, and choose vegetables. Of course, like the diet should be vegetarian, unless you are having meat as a medicine food, as a suggestion, but to make it your own. So it's something that you can relate to, because following a mono diet is not really a punishment. It can be super yummy and pleasurable. You can connect with pleasure when you prepare your food, when you choose your ingredients, fresh, organic, from your garden, from a shop that you love, and adapt it to yourself and to your routine. Another great concept is creating a healthy daily routine, dinacharya, during these days. And if you are joining on all the live sessions, you are really supported, because you are also on a rhythm. The live classes, the sadhana, give you a rhythm that you can fit in. For example, traditionally, what is suggested is to wake up early in the morning before the sunrise, and have something warm, like a warm cup of tea, or a simple tea, or some warm water with lemon. Then connect with the fact that you are alive, with gratitude. Do your morning practices of yoga, if you have any. Wait for a couple of hours, then have a healthy breakfast. Then wait without snacking, so your system have the time to digest and to process all the food. And the khichdi, or a mono diet, the food that you choose for the entire period for lunch, and let lunch be your main meal. And then you can go through the day supporting yourself with spiced tea till the evening, when you have a very light dinner. But enter into this slowly. Enter into this slowly. You can have ghee in the morning, for example, but listen to the wisdom of your body. See if that is good for you, and for how long you want to take it. And I say this because sometimes it can be difficult to start a new daily routine, a new practice that sustains us. So it's very important to find our own way, to be gentle with yourself while we start something new that is so powerful and so deep and strong, though simple, like changing a diet and changing a daily routine. And you can find your strategies. For example, if you cannot attend the sadhanas daily at 12 because it's a time that is not good for you, because you are a mama or working in that moment, and it doesn't fit your schedule. And if you have access to the recording, you can also always decide to have a look and follow the sadhanas at a time that is good for you every day, the same time, somewhere in the afternoon or in the evening. So really explore and try to your routine stable in these days. This is a suggestion that comes from Ayurveda, along with simplifying your diet and yes, incorporating a mono diet. There are so many things that can be said about Ayurveda, and there are so many feelings that may arise when you change your diet and when you simplify it, when you add spices like cinnamon, for example, fennel and cumin that are grounding and supports your opening up And you can always, during the Navaratri festival, write and reach out in the closed Facebook group to be sustained in this journey. I will check it regularly. So, thank you. May you all be supported in this journey. May you all follow the wisdom of your body.
Oh, Melissa, thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. And like she said, if you have questions, feel free to post in the Facebook group, and she'll be checking there regularly. If you're deciding to take the ghee, for those that don't know, is the clarified butter, which it can be quite an adventure to take every moment, a spoon. Very purifying on all levels. So if you then do notice a lot of symptoms, reach out, and Elisa and we are from the team, we are here to support. For those that have donated or purchased the All Access Pass, actually the ones that have purchased the All Access Pass, you have access to the Navarātri from last year and the year before. And there are 2 beautiful, extensive classes on Ayurveda with Dr. Sujata, my Ayurveda physician since 15 years in Bali. And she gives a very extensive class on Ayurveda. So you can watch those classes also to get a little bit more foundation. But with this, we'll have an idea, like Elisa said, follow your heart. And even if you choose just for this week, for example, not to drink coffee, like that's already a huge step. Like it doesn't have to be changing the whole diet and not sugar, no sugar at all, and no oil, and just 1 meal a day. Like it doesn't have to be extreme. The yoga is all about sarvatra ati varjanam, the avoidance of extremes. So to find the balance, like yoga is all about to live a life of balance and finding harmony. And so if it is for this week to choose, for example, to not drink black tea, something that I always do, that I've maybe never given up, it could be a beautiful opportunity to choose to not to do it for these 10 days, or maybe even extend it to 48 days. Because in the Veda, we say if we want to change a habit, it takes 48 days to change a habit. And it's not that we should never ever drink coffee. I like to drink coffee here and there. I like to drink black tea here and there. But the question is, am I the mistress of the coffee, or is the coffee the master of me? Do I have to have coffee in the morning and otherwise I can't function and I get angry with everyone? Or can I wake up and say, I really would like to have a cup of coffee, but if I don't and I get some herbal tea, it's perfectly fine. Then I am Saraswati, then I'm the master of this world. So it's just that. It's not that there's anything bad about any food, really. Food is all Annapurneshwari, the goddess of food. But it is if I have an addiction with it, so that I can become free of that addiction and I can be with it and I can also be without it. That's the purpose. And so it takes 48 days, according to the Veda. Veda is the body of knowledge, the mirror in the form of words that is a map of life for us human beings to find maximum security, happiness, pleasure, and love in this life. And so it tells us, if you want to change a habit, it takes 48 days. And so we are doing now 9 days, 10 days, and that's a really great start. And it can already be enough to change a habit, but often it takes a little bit longer. And so just to choose, for example, to change one thing in our diet can be a huge step. We can do, we need not do, because just simply coming to the festival and joining the classes is already a huge change also. Maybe even just to having set up an altar is a huge thing in our life. We're all in different situations. For some of us, we've done the Navaratri many times. For others, it's the first time ever to sit in front of an altar, or just coming in touch with the idea of creating an altar. So we got to embrace where we are at and be very gentle with ourselves. Like Swamini said, Elisa is saying, It is really that gentleness that really creates the change at the end of the day. So we're going to bring so much gentleness and so much love and so much care into our ritual that we are going to perform. So this ritual, it is really all about bringing out the devotee in us. The devotee is the bhakta. In Sanskrit, we say the bhakta. We probably have heard the word bhakti, bhakti, devotion. And what is bhakti? Bhakti is love. And bhakti is the expression of love through my eyes, through my eye gaze. I can look at you like this, and I can look at you like this, and angry. Like there's many ways how I can look at you, how I speak to you, how I act. And so our intention is to bring as much love into our eye gaze, into our words, into our action, and really to embody the love that we are. To embody the love that we are. Love is not really an action. Love is the substratum, is the essence of our existence. Love is, we come from love, we exist in love, and we go back to love. And so if love could express itself, how would love express itself? It would express itself through compassion, through a gesture, like a mudra, a gesture of appreciation, saying thank you for existing, I don't take you for granted. Love would not hurt anyone because there's only love. Love wouldn't need to lie or to steal or take anything away that doesn't belong to it. So we can say that really Dharma, and Durgā Devī, the goddess, the great warrior goddess, even though she's fierce, and even though she slays the demons, like in the story that Swamini told us, she slays them and she kills them, but she doesn't do it out of rage or out of hatred. Even that, it comes out of love, it comes out of protection, protecting those that cannot protect themselves. And it is a killing out of love, with love. So how can I kill all that is not serving me any longer in my life with love? It's a skill to be able to do that. And so in this ritual, to bring out that devotee, that bhakta, we are bringing out this gesture, many gestures. We're taking many steps to express that love, that gratitude, that appreciation, that seeing that all that is given in my life is given. It's not created by me. My whole life is really a gift, even if I don't see it as such at this moment, because it may look terrible. But at the end of the day, every experience that is presented to me is coming from the goddess, not because she wants to hurt me or punish me, not because she prefers this person over that person. My experience of my life is the result of my accumulated karma from this life and mainly from all the other lives that I've lived. So according to Veda, we have had, as human beings, as jivas, countless lives. And having had countless lives, we have accumulated countless karma. And karma means, in this context, different degree of painful to very pleasurable experiences. A karma is an action, but then every action creates a result. That is the law of karma. Karma creates a result, and that result is seen, drishta palam, and that result also is unseen, adrishta palam. Every action creates two results, a seen result and an unseen result. The seen result is what I experience immediately when I act. The unseen result is what I'm going to experience later in this life or in another life. And so everything that I experience right now in my life is the result of that adrishtapala, that unseen accumulated experiences caused by my previous action in previous lives that I'm experiencing now. And so what are we experiencing? We're experiencing from the most painful emotions to the most pleasurable emotions. That's really the range of experiences, from one extreme to the other, extremely excruciatingly painful and devastating, to the other extreme of extremely blissful, where we almost lose ourselves, and everything in between. So in one way, we can say they're either sukha, pleasant, or they're either dukkha, painful. Sukha, dukkha, painful, sukha, pleasant. And so our life is basically an experience of sukha, dukkha, sukha, dukkha, 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 sukha, dukkha, 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 sukha, maybe a little bit longer of sukha, maybe even a little bit longer of sukha, and then dukkha. It's that mix of punya papa, we call, that mix of unpleasant and pleasant accumulated results from past life experience through sukha and dukkha. And often spiritual seeker, often experience more dukkha, more pain in their life. It is that pain that made them become a seeker. It is that pain that made them to go to the extremes, to the edges of their life, to do things they would never thought they would ever do. Would I ever have thought I would be sitting with you here in front of a majestic altar, chanting mantras? I would have never thought something like this when I was a teenager. I like to call them teen angels, right? 12, 13, 14 years old. I would have never imagined myself living in Bali, studying many, many years Sanskrit and Vedic chanting and Indian classical dance. And even though I always had a love for the unseen and the unseeable, but it wasn't tangible to which extent. And then all these years later, we are here together, united from all over the world, ready to die in order to live, ready to die to all the wrong notions that we are, to wake up to what we truly are, which is love. That's the only truth. And it can only be the only truth, love. Right? Everything else will be incomplete. Right? And this world is not incomplete. Everything is perfectly, intelligently put together. From the little hair, like if we study hair, how long does it take to grow one hair? From the ants to Jupiter, like everything. From the microcosm to the macrocosm, everything in between is intelligently put together. It's perfectly put together. And even within that perfectly put together, intelligent order, it is also possible that something sometimes can be out of order. And then it's in order to bring them back into order. So whatever I'm experiencing right now in my life, and even if it is the most excruciating pain I could have never imagined, which I know so many of our sisters are experiencing right now, pain, grief, despair, but at the same time, in that pain and in that despair, there is so much hope there. Because the essence of that pain is nothing but love. And that's the truth. And so in that most excruciatingly painful moment of our life, that's where we can really find ourselves. Not that we were never not there, we're always here. We were never not here. You were always here, full and complete as you can ever be. You can never become any fuller. You can never become any lesser than what you are right now, right here. You always have been whole and complete and limitless, and the epitome of love. But the problem is you don't know. We don't know that there's nothing wrong with us. Nothing, zero. Our judgment, our conclusion about ourselves is we are a limited, incomplete human being. Oh, my hair, they're not long enough. Why do I have my gray hair? Oh, my wrinkles. Oh, my boobs, oh, my cellulitis. Always, it's never enough. I'm never enough. And as long as you see yourself through the eyes of I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it, you will never be enough. The body will never be enough. The body is not meant to be limitless. The mind will never be enough. It's not meant to be limitless. The body is limited, the mind is limited. But we're trying to make things limitless that are not limitless. So if you add limited plus limited, it's going to be limited. That doesn't mean we cannot improve and refine. Of course we can improve our body and refine our mind. Definitely, and we got to do that. That's why we have Saraswati to become the mistress of our beautiful body and mind. But to make something limitless that by nature is limited is never going to happen. So I have to take off these glasses. Beep, beep, I like it. Beep, beep, I don't like it. These glasses of judgment, we got to take them off and then put on the glasses of wholeness, right? Completeness. This is how Goddess is in the form of my mother, in the form of my father, in the form of those that are perpetrators, in the form of those that are given to action that we cannot understand. This is how the Goddess is in the form of my body, my mind, my experiences, my past, my partner, my children. This is how the Goddess is. This is how she is. All of it. Everything. From the most excruciatingly painful to the most exquisite, sublime, blissful moment. This is how the Goddess is. And can I say namaste to her? Can I say namaha, my reverence, my gratitude to Te, to you in the form of this whole universe? And that's what we're practicing here at the altar, where I can practice my attitude that is going to help me grow in this life as a human being, as a woman, as a spiritual being. How can I face the world so that the world is not the cause for all my suffering, doesn't have a handle over me and doesn't have power over me. Instead of I become the one that is there to give to the world, understand the world, understand the Goddess in the form of my mother, understand the Goddess in the form of my father, my lineage, my ancestor, and all the people. When I understand the background of something, I can have compassion. But for that, we need to have knowledge. We can never ever understand anyone if we're not wanting to grow and learn. If I know everything already, how can I understand someone? How can I ever understand myself? And I happen to be the infinite. So naturally, the more I know about myself, I know how much I don't know. The more I know how much I don't know, and my reverence just grows. It's like a Pandora box we open, and we cannot just like be humbly in reverence of this infinite knowledge that is there available to us. And how wonderful is that we can learn so much every single day. So the true bhakta, the true devotee, is the eternal student of life. But eventually it does resolve in the knowledge of oneness. Eventually it does resolve in the knowledge that I am the Goddess. Everything that I look is myself. That's why we have a mirror on the altar. And at the moment, we put this most beautiful altar here because it's much easier to look at something beautiful and say, maybe they could be me. If it's too beautiful, we also doubt it. No, I can't be that beautiful. But it's easier to look at something more beautiful and start to identify with it. But certain things we have a very hard time to identify with, especially the ugly, Kali faces. But we're starting like with one object, and then we add another object, and we add another object, and another object, and another object, until I can embrace every single form as myself and discover that this whole universe is myself. And that's the knowledge of wholeness. That's the vision of oneness. That's the gift of the spiritual heritage that is still available to us, still alive till this day, even though after all these years, of ignorance and patriarchy and suppression, there is a body of knowledge here to help us gain moksha, freedom from all suffering in this life. What a grace is that? What a blessing. And so we are here to invoke that devotee that has trust. How much trust? Like a babe in mother's arm. How much trust has a baby in mother's arm? Absolute trust. The baby is absolutely helpless. It can't feed itself, it can't walk, it can't speak, and absolutely helpless. But it has absolute trust. And take a moment to just assimilate that fact that once upon a time, we also had absolute helplessness and absolute trust at the same time. Whoo, right? Tears can come to be able to be so vulnerable, but with so much trust, so much trust. So the vulnerability, the helplessness is still there. We maybe don't have absolute helplessness anymore because over the year we learn to survive, right? We become ninjas. Because the trust that I've had once upon a time, it gets broken. It gets broken. Yeah. Anyone says a promise and then they don't keep their promise. Mom or dad or any of my caretakers say they're going to pick me up at kindergarten. They didn't pick me up. Mom suddenly is afraid of a cockroach. How can my goddess be afraid of a cockroach? Right? But we can't afford our goddess to fail or our god to fail. Why? Because my life depends upon their care. So as a child, we cannot afford our goddess to fail. But once upon a time, we had absolute trust in the goddess, in God, as mother, as father. But then we see they're humans and their actions fail, not as a human being, but their action, they're fallible. And we lose trust, but we're still helpless to a certain extent. So either we learn how to take care of ourselves in a healthy way, if we have great examples, or we become these ninjas, offense, defense posture all the time, me against the whole world, isolated and separated, competing with everyone else for love, for attention, for validation. And that's what most people have experienced nowadays. Because we grew up in a society where we're not looking through the glasses of wholeness. We're looking through the glasses of I like it, I don't like it. Of the incapacity of accepting ourselves as we are, because everything I see is incomplete. And so it's judgment after judgment after judgment after judgment, and more separation and more separation and more separation. And then we try to fill this eternal hole with all the material in the world and all the name and fame and power and relationship and children and animals. And somehow nothing fills this hole. No matter how much I feel it, it doesn't fill my hole. And then one day, finally, we can ask for help again. That offense, defense, posture ninja says, maybe I need help. Maybe I can trust someone. Maybe I read a book. Oh, maybe I can join this class with this teacher. Oh, maybe the Navarātri festival. Anything. Suddenly we find that ally. We have a sign from the universe that tells us there's another way to live. Something that can fill your hole. What is that? Not material wealth. It has to be a spiritual wealth. Something that is unseen, unseeable. Something that doesn't come and go. Something that is always there. What is that? What is that I cannot see, but that is always there? What is that is permanent and can really fill my hole? You. It's you. You are the wealth of all wealths. You are that spiritual wealth that all the saints and all the rishis and all the mystics and all the healers and all the shamans and all the witches and priestesses are talking about. Not a higher you, not a supreme you, not a super conscious you. You. That person that is most known to you. You. We don't even have to capitalize the S. It's just you. The S, I mean the self. You. You are that which can fill that hole in your heart. So now here, this Navarātri online goddess festival is here to discover that you that can fill that hole in your heart, in our hearts, that can truly fill my hole. Discover through discovering my wholeness, my already accomplished wholeness here and now. And that's the wealth, the real wealth that nobody ever can take away from you. Nobody can ever take you away from you. That wealth is, and it's yours. And so you are that jewel, like that greatest secret, that gift that comes after the dark night of the soul, after that most excruciatingly painful experience in your life. It's you that is the gift. And the Veda is a body of knowledge to help us discover that fact, that it's you, that it's me, what I have been seeking, what I have been longing for, what I truly ultimately desire. We have so many desires. What I want changes. That I want, it does never change. And desires are a privilege, like we've seen, like Lakshmi goddess, infinite wealth. It's a privilege to desire. That we've had the desire to create a festival, that you had the desire to join. It's a privilege. It's good for all of us. But when we inquire into the desires, what is it that I ultimately really, really, really long for? Like, behind every desire, what is there? I want to be happy. All I want is to be happy. Ananda. I want happiness. That's all I want. And I want absolute happiness, a happiness at all times and at all places. Right? Not only during festival and during a retreat or during a course, but at all times and at all places, even when we are with our parents. Is that even possible? Is it possible? Absolute happiness? And the Veda, Durgā Devī says yes. Lakshmi says yes. Saraswati, yes. Oh, I want that. I want that. So, with this, we're going to go now. And every day I will give a little bit of teachings, the vision of oneness, the vision of wholeness. I give little different sacred tasks and moments of inquiry and invitations for you to take this opportunity to inquire and ask yourself these questions. Like, for example, what is it that I truly long for and what I truly want? And everything I say is here for you to really chew on, for you to really not just blindly believe, but to really like receive it, take it, and involve your own intellect. Like, does it make sense? Does it go against my human experience? Is any of this, what the Veda says, against my experience? And if so, then you are invited to ask your questions. Questions in the Vedic tradition are always invited, and they are a must even, they have to be answered. And so this is an invitation for any of the teachings for you to receive them and to see is it applicable? Can I relate to this? Do I experience this in my life? And if question comes, you can ask them in the sisterhood, and we'll try to answer some of them. Some of the questions will also be answered through the course of time, because we're building every day. We'll add a little bit more to this foundation. And then this is how the teaching works also. It's systematic, and the question will be answered in the course of time. But you know how it is. Sometimes we have such a strong question, and unless that question is answered right away now, my mind is not available to listen. And then I'm just with this question, and she's blabbering over there, and it doesn't really go in anything anymore. So the questions are very important to be answered. And so we'll have every day some reflection, some teaching, and then also some sharing. I always will invite some of you to share at the very beginning when we open the midday sadhanas, and share some of your experience, how you're going through the festival, what comes up for you, what you're celebrating. And so we can also get to know each other. So with this introduction now, we're going to go and begin our first Abhiṣeka. Abhiṣeka means a sacred bathing ritual. It's similar to a puja. Puja is an offering with different steps. It can be 1 step, 5 steps, 16 steps, 64 steps. The steps means basically I, as the devotee, the one that is here to discover the truth of what I am and to reestablish the relationship with the goddess that cannot fail and will not fail. We are making the step. We're not waiting for the world to come to us. So we are bringing the love out through our words, through our eye gaze, through our gestures. We're bringing out that admiration, that praise, to see through the vision of oneness and wholeness. And at the beginning, sometimes it's a little bit fake. We fake it until we make it. A little bit of that is there to maybe, oh, okay, let's try this out and see that as a cultural experience. And then with the time, when we do it every day, something changes. If I take a flower every day, I guarantee you, even though I cannot really guarantee you, but I can, because I know the power of flowers. If we take some flowers every day and hold them to our heart, and we offer them to the goddess, something will change in me. Because flowers have that power. Herbs, flower, nature, queendom has that power, because we see reality, we see that it's all an infinite intelligent being, a marvelous being in every single petal. They're gorgeous for the eyes, they're gorgeous for the nose. Sound, they don't have much, but if they would dance in the wind, and they're gorgeous for my skin, and for the taste, if you made rose water, right? Nature has that power. And so if we are following these different steps, and now just with a pending trust, right? We don't maybe have full trust yet, like that baby that had absolute trust in mother's arm. No, it takes time to melt the offense, defense, ninja person. And we got to earn trust. And then once we earn trust, the trust will grow over time. And so that pending trust will grow as you see the result of these rituals, how it changes your way of being with yourself, your way of touching yourself, your way of maybe treating others. And then we see the result, more and more care, more and more love, more and more grace and gracefulness and awe and wonder, until one day that child that had absolute trust once upon a time is ready to come out full bloom and live again the magic that she knows has always been there and will always be there. Magic is all for us to revive it again. And the best way that I know how to do that is through these sacred rituals. My inner child blooms through these pujas and rituals. And I pray and hope that your little girl also can come out and just fully dive into the sacred beauty of these rituals. So you can follow just with me, but you can also follow the Abhiṣeka guide if you want. It's up to you. My invitation is actually the first few times just to follow me so that you can just rest into the experience, and then maybe later you follow the guide and write everything down. So the first time or the first few times you can just dive into this establishment of this relationship with the goddess. So let's take a moment, and if you have established your own altar, then we're going to place ourselves a little bit more to the altar. And we take a deep inhalation and exhale. And acknowledging this moment where we're all together, united from all over the world. Here to discover the truth of ourselves, the truth of the world, and the truth of the goddess, that is one whole and complete sacred being. And may all fear that resides in our hearts melt like chocolate in the heat of the sun. And we can abide in the sweetness of our being. If you have a little Ganesha, that is the principle that removes obstacles, Ganapati, you can bring your attention to Ganesha. And we're going to offer our first prayer to Ganesha, because in the Vedic tradition, we always start with Ganesha. He's the snuggly elephant, happy with his big belly, digesting all the experiences and removing all the obstacles that are there along the way in our life towards absolute fullness. You can repeat after me. Om Vakratunda, Om Vakratunda, Mahakaya, Mahakaya, Suryakoti, Suryakoti, Samaprabha, Samaprabha, Nirvignam, Nirvignam, Kuru me Deva, Kuru me Deva, Sarvakaryeshu, Sarvakaryeshu, Sarvada, Sarvada. And I chant through one time. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya, Suryakoti, Samaprabha, Nirvignam, Kuru me Deva, Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. And repeat after me. If you have flowers, offer flowers to Ganesha from your heart. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. One more time. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Found a special hibiscus today. Ganesha loves hibiscus. So we'll offer this to our Ganesha. Now we're going to light the lamp. So if you have one main lamp, I have a main lamp here. And here we are lighting the lamp to invoke the light of knowledge, truth, the truth of my absolute wholeness and the oneness between you and I, to come that into our life so that we can see through the vision of wholeness at ourselves, at the world, and at the goddess. So I invite you to chant after me. Om Dipadjyotif, Om Dipadjyotif, Param Brahma, Param Brahma, Dipadjyotir, Dipadjyotir, Janardanaha, Janardanaha, Dipo me, Dipo me, Haratu papani, Haratu papani, Dipadjyotir, Dipadjyotir, Namostute, Namostute. If you have a flower, you can offer flower again also. And so the meaning is, I offer my salutation, Namaha Astute, my reverence to Deepaha, the light, that is the being that is absolute, that has no limitation. The being that is also the giver of difficulties, because through the difficulties we can grow. And the one that takes away all my pain accumulated from this and other lives. That's the inner meaning. So that anytime you don't resonate with the Sanskrit mantras, you can just say it in your own language or in English, and then bring in that bhava, that essence, that attitude. So that light is a representation for that which removes all pain in our life. Now we're going to take 3 sips for inner purification. So you can place the right hand in the Jnana Mudra, the gesture mudra of Jnana. Jnana means knowledge. And so here you see, usually this is the one that points at people. It's your fault, it's your fault. The one that identifies with the body, mind, sense complex. Body, mind, sense. And this one is bowing, like it's that often defense posture ninja that is going into balasana, into child pose, and then unites with Brahman. This is representing the limitless self. I am whole, I am complete, I am the whole. So it's a very beautiful gesture that many of the deities hold. So you place the hand like this, and then with the left hand you can sprinkle water into your right hand, and you can chant after me. Om Achyutaya Namaha, Om Achyutaya Namaha, and then you drink the water. This is for that which is infallible, Achyutam, that which cannot fail. The second sip, Om Anantaya Namaha, Om Anantaya Namaha. We drink to that which is limitless, And then the third one, Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. That which can be known through the words, the sacred words that convey truth. What can be known? The limitless, whole and complete self. And then the rest of the water, you can sprinkle over yourself and just caress yourself lovingly. Then if it feels right for you, we can place our hands to our heart or in Namaste or to our heart. And this is the moment where we give thanks to our teachers, to the Great Mother, she who is the mother of all mothers, because of whom we are here, and especially to the mothers that our mothers, because our mother is the greatest teacher. And all she wants us to know is that she loves us. That's what she means with every action, even though it might not always be understood as such. So may all these prayers come to our mother, and that she can also be free from pain in her heart and discover her absolute wholeness. And we pray to all the beings that have helped us in this life or others to make choices that have helped us grow, choices that help me be the person I truly am, guides, mentors, teachers. And of course, the rishis and rishikas, the great seers that have given us this body of knowledge that we are bathing in the grace of. So you can repeat after me. Om Ya Devi, Om Ya Devi, Sarva Bhuteshu, Sarva Bhuteshu, Shakti Rupena, Shakti Rupena, Samsthita, Samsthita, Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha, Namastasyai, Namo Namaha. If you have, again, you can offer a flower of something that represents your mother or the mother of all mothers, your teachers, your guides. And now is the moment where we're going to place the goddess also in our body and sanctify the body, sanctify our instrument through which we're going to offer the ritual. So I invite you to place the index finger right here at the base of the thumb. And I show you one time how it looks. So with the mantra, Aim Angushta Bhyan Namaha, and then we are sanctifying the thumb and we bless the thumb through sliding the index finger from the base of the thumb to the top of the thumb. And then after that, the thumb goes to the base of the index finger and slides all the way to the top of the index finger. Then it slides from the bottom of the middle to the top, bottom of the ring finger to the top, from the bottom to the top of the pinky finger. And in this way, we sanctify our hands, because these are the hands, our instruments through which we can destroy, but we can also create magic and support. And so we want that our hands are sanctified, so that everything comes from love. And then we will also sanctify the touch, that we are staying and remaining in our heart, that our heart and mind are one. And we'll offer also spiritual armor and protection from all sides. So you can repeat after me. Aim Angushta Bhyan Namaha. Aim Angushta Bhyan Namaha. So that sliding happens. sanctifying the thumb. Now we sanctify the index finger. Klim Tarjani Bhyan Namaha. Klim Tarjani Bhyan Namaha. Now the middle finger. Sauhu Madhyama Bhyan Namaha. Sauhu Madhyama Bhyan Namaha. The ring finger. Aim Anamika Bhyan Namaha. Aim Anamika Bhyan Namaha. Now the pinky finger. Klim Kanishtika Bhyan Namaha. Klim Kanishtika Bhyan Namaha. Now the sense of touch. We bring the goddess and see the goddess in the sense of touch. Sauhu Karatala. Sauhu Karatala. Kara Prashta Bhyan Namaha. Kara Prashta Bhyan Namaha. The softness in our hand. Now we hold our heart. Aim Hridayaya Namaha. Aim Hridayaya Namaha. May I resolve all the knots in my heart. So the left hand stays on the heart, the right hand you can place on your forehead. Klim Shirase Swaha. Klim Shirase Swaha. May I think with my heart. Now you place the right hand on the fontanelle, which is this sacred soft place, the soft place that connects us to the universe. Sauhu Shikaye Vashat. Sauhu Shikaye Vashat. Then again, we now hug ourselves, and this is the representation of a spiritual armor. Aim Kavachaya Hum. Aim Kavachaya Hum. Now you place the right ring finger on your left eye, the index finger on your right eye, and then the middle finger on your space between the eyes and your third eye. So may I see with the eye of knowledge, the eye of wholeness, not through my likes and dislikes glasses. Klim Netratrayaya Vaushat. Klim Netratrayaya Vaushat. And then we make a sound that symbolizes the removal of all the inauspicious energy. Sauhu Astraya Pak. Sauhu Astraya. So on the Pak, we do the clapping. And then protection from all directions. Om Bhur Bhuvas Suvarom. Om Bhur Bhuvas Suvarom. Iti Dik Bandaha. Iti Dik Bandaha. So in all the four directions, Iti Dik Bandaha means thus all the four directions, may there be protection. So this is called the nyasa. This is the placement of the goddess in our body and bringing us in the right alignment so that we offer the ritual from a sanctified place with all the love and open heart. Now the moment comes where we do the Sankalpas. So you can take a flower and place the flowers in your left hand, cover it with your right hand, place it on your right leg. And we talked about today desires. What is it that I long for the most in my life, truly? Do I want material wealth? Which of course is valid, and we need that also, so important to a certain extent. But ultimately, what is it that I truly long for, desire the most? Can I even ask for the spiritual wealth, that which is whole, infinite, limitless, can never be taken away from me? So no matter how small your desire might seem or how big, you can ask for it. And then you can whisper it, you can say it out loud, you can envision it, what you desire. And I wish in the name of all of us as a collective that we can have the most beautiful Navarātri online goddess festival together, that we can meet as sisters, as women, support each other, grow together, laugh and cry, embrace all the flavors of life together, and discover the truth of what we are. And so abide in the truth of our being, which is absolute fullness here and now. I want to express my deepest gratitude again to all those that have been contributing to this manifestation of the festival, and to Devi for all the infinite gifts of life. You can repeat after me the formal Sankalpa statement of the purpose of this Abhiṣeka ritual that we're going to do. Om Mamopata, Om Mamopata, Samasta, Samasta, Duritakshaya Dwara, Duritakshaya Dwara, Shri Parameshwara, Shri Parameshwara, Prityartham, Prityartham, Jnana Vairagya, Jnana Vairagya, Moksha Siddhyartham, Moksha Siddhyartham, Shri Durgā Devī, Shri Durgā Devī, Abhiṣekam Karishye, Abhiṣekam Karishye. And then we offer lovingly the flowers to the altar. And so now I'm going to leave some of the preparation steps for the next days so that we can go now to the actual Abhiṣeka. We'll add some more of the preparation steps tomorrow. So now is the moment where we invoke the Devi to be present in the form here. So we are consciously, deliberately superimposing the goddess onto a form, a vigraha. And so here I have Durgā Devī. She sits on the lion with all her weapons and arms that she protects and fights for Dharma, for universal values. And so here we're invoking now the presence of Devi. And so we can take flowers again and hold them to the heart and ask Devi to be here with us. And you ask Devi to be there with you in the form that you have. It doesn't have to be that form. It can also be a stone. It can be anything. It can be a photo. But for the purpose of the Abhiṣeka, the sacred bathing ritual, it's easier if it is like a stone that can get wet. But if you don't have, and you have only photos, then you can then also take a vessel and offer all the liquids in it. So now we're invoking Devi to be here present with us. Om Asmin Bimbe, Om Asmin Bimbe, Shri Durgā Devī, Shri Durgā Devī, Dhyayami, Dhyayami. And you offer the flower. And again, we're invoking her. Please be really here with us. We really mean it with all our heart. We want you to be here with us. Om Asmin Bimbe, Om Asmin Bimbe, Shri Durgā Devī, Shri Durgā Devī, Avahayami, Avahayami. And see, okay, she feels our sincerity. And we also feel in our heart, I really want her to be here. How much is my heart open? And so maybe it's slowly starting to grow wherever it is. It's in perfect order. So now we tell her, we would like to offer you a seat. So imagine if a guest comes to your house. No? In India, when a guest comes, God comes to their house. Goddess comes to their house. And so you get offered a seat and your feet are being washed. You're really treated like a goddess. And I've had myself that experience many times. And it's so beautiful. So now we're treating like the goddess here. And we offer her a seat. Om Asanam Samarpayami. Om Asanam Samarpayami. Samarpayami, I offer you asanam, a seat. Please take a seat. Again, we offer flowers. Now, we would like to wash your feet, because where you stand, Durgā Devī, that is where I want to stand in my life. And she stands in truth. She's not afraid to stand up for herself and others. As admirable quality. So let me wash your feet. Om Padyam Samarpayami. Om Padyam Samarpayami. And you sprinkle waters over her feet. Now we would like to offer you water to wash your hands. Om Arghyam Samarpayami. Om Arghyam Samarpayami. She has many hands. All hands are her hands, really. So we offer water to all the hands. Now we would like to offer you water for inner purification. Om Achamaniyam Samarpayami. Om Achamaniyam Samarpayami. Now we would like to offer you sweetness. Tradition is that we offer sweetness because we want to be sweet to each other. So we make a vow of sweetness. May you be sweet to me, and may I always be sweet to you. Om Madhuparkam Samarpayami. Om Madhuparkam Samarpayami. Now is the time we would like to offer you a bath. Om Snanam Samarpayami. Om Snanam Samarpayami. So the first bath is just now being water. And now the Abhiṣeka comes. So the Abhiṣeka is a sacred bathing ritual with these 5 sacred liquids. First, it will be oil, like in Ayurveda, when we go to Ayurveda treatments, many of you probably have had Abhyanga, then, or Pichikil, you get poured oil over your whole body, liter and liter in oil. And it's so nourishing for your skin, for your tissues, your whole body, your whole being just fully softens. It's like a wood, like that is soaked in oil, it becomes alive again. And so we're going to offer oil, we're going to offer the Panchamritam, the 5 sacred nectars. We're going to offer milk, we're going to offer honey and rose water. And so I will speak about them more tomorrow, but all of them are basically a representation that we just want to offer you the best. Like you are giving us the best, and we want to offer you the best. And so imagine that we're going to bathe now the whole world in honey and in milk and in oil. And imagine everyone gets this sacred bath. We would all melt in love, in ananda. And so you're offering it to her, but it's really also offering it to yourself. So as we're going to do the Abhiṣeka, we're going to chant her name through the mantra Om Dum Durgāyai Namaha. Namaha, my wholehearted love and invocation to you, Durga, who takes away all pain. You are fit to be worshipped. You're fit to be admired. You are the one that is standing up and takes away the pain. And so through the name, we get to the name. Through the mantra, we're protecting our own heart. I'll speak more about that as well. So we'll chant this mantra and do the whole bathing ritual at the same time. And so you'll see me doing it. That's why we have a second camera. It will be easier to see. Om Dum Durgāyai Namaha. 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 This is the oil at the moment that we're offering. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. After the oil, we offer water to wash off the oil. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. The second of the sacred liquid is the Panchamritam, the 5 sacred ingredients of banana, jaggery, ghee. I used coconut oil, milk, and honey. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 Offering water after it. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. We offer the milk. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 And water again. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. We offer the honey for sweetness. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 And water again after the honey. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 And the last one is the rose water. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Namah. And then you take the deity and you dry her. You can also do with the hand. Take a fresh towel or paper. Now she's oiled and sweetened and honeyed. And see how, maybe you can see how the deity becomes even more alive and is glowing. And I take this away. And she's here gloriously. And now we're going to offer her flowers, showering her with flowers and anything that is there in your heart. The gratitude that you're feeling for all the gifts in your life. Imagining you're really sitting here in front of the great mother, the mother of the universe. What would you tell her? Even if it's hard for me to believe it, but what if she can really see me? What if she can really hear me and feel me and smell me and taste me? What if she is really there? What would you tell her? And so as we're chanting the sacred mantra, we're going to offer flowers, and anything that is there in your heart, you can pour it out to her. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. 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 And imagine the most exquisite flowers, your favorite flowers, lotuses, gardenias, frangipani, lilies, and we just offer her all this Himalayan amount of flowers. Om Pushpani Samarpayami. And tradition is to offer tilakam. So if you have sandalwood paste or sandalwood oil, you can take and you place on your right ring finger the sandalwood paste or oil. And you offer it on her forehead and on all her arms and instruments that she's carrying. Om Gandham Dharayami. Also on her lion, her sacred vehicle, her feet, all her hands and instruments. And then you can also oint yourself on your forehead if you wish. May my thoughts, my words, you can oint on your throat, on your heart, my feelings, on your solar plexus, and on your genitals. May everything be in alignment, in harmony. And if you have kumkum, the red color, you can also again offer. I will share with you the symbolic and the meaning of it tomorrow. We offer the red color again on her forehead and on all the instruments, and then again on yourself if you wish so. Om Gandhasyopari, Om Gandhasyopari, Haritra Kumkumam, Haritra Kumkumam, Samarpayami, Samarpayami. And if you have a cloth, You can offer her a fresh cloth now. She's based and tilakam put in a fresh cloth. If you don't have a cloth, offer her a flower. Om Vastram Samarpayami. Om Vastram Samarpayami. If you have ornaments like jewelry or mala, you can offer that now. Om Abharanam Samarpayami. Om Abharanam Samarpayami. And we offer an incense. Om Dhupama Grapayami. Om Dhupama Grapayami. If you have a second candle, we offer the second candle. Om Deepam Sandarshayami. Om Deepam Sandarshayami. And we sprinkle water over the food if you brought food, to bless the food and offer her food afterwards. Om Bhur Bhuvasuvaha. Om Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayate. So now I'm just chanting through. Tomorrow we'll do again call and response. The last mantras. And we offer the 5 pranas back. I share all the details tomorrow. Today we'll just do now the ritual together. Om Pranaya Swaha. Om Apanaya Swaha. Om Dhyanaya Swaha. Om Udanaya Swaha. Om Samanaya Swaha. Om Brahmane Swaha. And then if you have food, you can wave it to her. Om Naivedyam Nivedayami. And after having offered food, we offer water again. Om Naivedyanantaram Achamaniyam Samarpayami. And now having bathed her, dressed her, offered incense, light, and fed her, imagine you would receive this kind of welcome, like the welcome with so much love. Your name would have been chanted. You've been showered with flower. Like you cannot but just melt and really want to be fully embodied present. So now is the moment where we take 1 minute in silence, so everyone can now re-establish or deepen our relationship to the goddess, because she is now full ear, fully present, listening to all our hearts, our wishes. So 1 minute of silence where you are talking to your goddess. And then when you are ready, you can slowly open up your eyes. And now is the moment where we want to get darshan. You want to see very clearly the goddess. So you go very close to your altar and you see all the features and the details. So you really take the image in, and then whenever or wherever you are, you have that image in your heart. Like when Swamini did that meditation and she said, visualize the goddess. And for some of us, that was maybe very easy to do, but for others, we're like, we don't have an image. And so like this, you want to introject that image, and then you can recall it anytime. And you see all the details and the forms that are there. And then the highlight comes where we're going to offer the camphor. And the mantra means that we're offering this camphor, which is going to burn. And the beauty is, after this camphor is burned, there is no trace left anymore. So the symbolic is that once you have self-knowledge, you know that you're whole and complete. There is no doubt left anymore that you are not. Right? It means the complete destruction of all self-judgments, and there's no trace left. So here we're saying, oh, you goddess, you are the light of awareness, consciousness, because of which the fire can burn, because of which the sun shines, because of which the stars and the moon shines, because of which everything shines after you. You are that light that gives existence to this whole universe. So we'll just chant it through today. And you can join me in spirit, in heart. Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Om Har Har Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva. You see, we hold the wave very close so we can see with the light all the details. And then we wave this lamp to her. And then you also take the flame symbolically to your eyes. May I see what is true, hear what is true, and speak what is true. May my whole being, my whole body be blessed. I'm going to hold this up to you. Oops. It doesn't want to burn now, but I'm just going to hold this up instead. If you don't have a candle, so from the distance through the computer, you can take the light and bless your eyes and ears and mouth. Om. And then we take a moment and we offer our gratitude to Devi. And may the whole puja, the whole Abhiṣeka, the ritual be received as complete. May this be our first offering of day 1 of Navarātri, the 9 nights of the goddess. And if it feels right for you, you can bow in front of your altar, symbolizing that getting out of offense, defense posture and coming back to the posture that has no imposture, which is the baby in mother's arm, that has absolute trust in the mother of the universe, that I am taken care of. Om Pradakshina Namaskaram Samarpayami. Om Pradakshina Namaskaram samarpayami. And you can chant after me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And let there be peace on all levels. May all beings be free from pain. May we all gain moksha, freedom in this life. Om Tat Sat. With this, we conclude our first Abhiṣeka. Thank you so much for being present. Took a little bit longer the first day. And we didn't go through now every single step. It's going to take longer, but I just add every day a little bit more and give some more explanations. But I hope you got a taste and experience, a moment of connection with the goddess. Maybe you feel even more inspired now to set up your altar and just have fun and just play with it. And important is now that what you offered, you take that back. So if you offer jewelry, then you can wear the jewelry and hold that energy with you. If you offered food, you can prepare a nice fruit salad, or maybe you prepared savory food, you can share that with the community. So all the things we offer, we receive them back and then we share them with our friends. So go ahead and then you can do that. And then we'll meet again this evening for Prema and Dr. Shari with a beautiful devotional kirtan and a poem that Dr. Shari is offering to us. And then I hope to see you all there. And we have a full program tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day and 10 days. Wow. So thank you all for being here. Have a beautiful afternoon and lots of love. Thank you so much. Om.